Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another week of Forex trading, Forex analysis. So let's start with the dollar. Just to touch on some key notices. I know there hasn't been a video since last week, and the reason for that is Mondays are normally my wait for setup days, as I find that Monday normally sets the tone for the market, meaning directional bias. And then Tuesday we did have a potential setup, but it was not in favor of the overall direction. Okay, what I mean when I say that, I mean that from last week I did note that we were having this sort of bearish ascending channel, and this was not a confirmed breakout. I said that only if price retests this key zone and then pushes to the upside will we confirm that the dollar has potential bullish movement for upcoming week. So that did happen. We get the retest. We had price correcting near previous structure. So one of the two scenarios that could have happened on this day was price just kept on pushing up, but it did not. What it did is it came and it tested this previous structure, that it broke out the previous bearish ascending channel. And as you can see now, currently we have a sort of retest per se. So very possible to see that the dollar could gain strength, and we could then be very favorable when it comes to USD pairs such as Euro USD shorts, GU shorts, and etc. You get what I'm saying? So currently let's move to Euro USD. You can see Euro USD is in an overall downtrend, and price currently has tested this previous key structure, and as we can see that price has made a bearish descending channel, and very possible that price break out of the structure, give some sort of lower time frame correction, which we will then place our sell stops right underneath the structure and our stop loss right above the structure to confirm a possible entry short to the downside to test this previous key structure. And when I'm looking at this on a larger time frame, which is very interesting, as we can see that price previously, this was a major resistance zone, meaning we had a double top before the long sweep to the downside, right? So one of the theories that I work with is that I believe that when price re-enters a channel or a zone, it then continues that trend or channel or zone. And what I mean by that is, if you look at Euro USD, it was previously in this reverse wedge. I say reverse wedge, meaning that instead of getting smaller, it's getting larger, and this could be a possible fake out on the weekly chart. So if price re-enters this channel, one of the two possibilities that could happen is that price could come down and test this structure here, giving us an inverse head and shoulder sort of setup, or it could come and complete the pattern, in which any case this will be a very long swing trade. But the initial action first is for price to sort of give us a retest of the zone, and if it then breaks past this level, which it then found support, we definitely could be holding shorts for quite a long time. So Euro USD, my bias if the dollar gains strength is to execute a short position. US 30, okay, so US 30 clear uptrend, right? So previously we had this bounce of previous key structure here, and price that shot to the upside. And let's not forget that US 30 was in an overall uptrend, right? So very possible that since price has broken into this previous sorts of range. When I say previous sorts of range, let's check the 4-hour chart. So as you can see here, this is a previous ranging environment, right? So now that price is back within this ranging environment, very possible that price could test the zone and possibly even break the zone. But the main target for now is for price to reach the zone. So that could be a very possible future for US30, since we are in an uptrend and we have entered this previous range. Gold is more like I think it's more like trying. If you can see, I noted this pattern since our last session. So this is more like a downtrend, right? The only issue that we are currently having at the moment is that there is this key structure here where price refuses to break. So one of the options that we could see is that price kind of uses it as a bounce, thus forming a wedge type of correction structure, or price could break down to the downside, giving us the lower low and thus completing our downtrend. GU very similar setup to Euro USD. So if you look at the larger time frame on GU, we kind of have a double top here, and let's go to the weekly chart. So the weekly chart is showing this is more like an inverse hammer, right, on the weekly chart. And as you can see, it's very strong. The wick being placed very far, and we had previous turn. So very possible that we could see a sort of double top for GU, even though GU is more on the bullish side, but since we are seeing a potential double top. So now what we need to look at is entry criteria. So previously we had bearish signs here, head and shoulder, price broke to the downside, kind of in a downtrend. But what we see here now is we see that price has broke out of this structure right here. But this one is not very how you say, not very convincing, right? Because if you can see, price previously respected this previous high, right? So one of the things I've noticed in these years I've been trading is that when price respects a previous high after breakout without giving a initial correction, it's more like a fake out, right? So what it does is it traps people into thinking that there's a buy entry right here, and they enter, and what they do is this. I just use this triangles on, so I've kind of noted this as a manipulation zone, or more like a liquidity sweep. So trapping buyers who have entered along, and then they push the market back down into the channel. And once this happens, most of the time it just resumes the previous original trend. So definitely could be seeing shorts on GBP USD, Euro USD, potential shorts as well, US30 potential longs. And that will all be for today. I will be looking at opposing the dollar on the pairs, so like Euro USD, since the dollar seems to be gaining strength, shorts, GU short, and US30 long.